Today I'm going to be showing you the TruVizion feature that's best for a customer service rep. There are several different features in TruVizion that are useful for different people at broadband providers, including CSRs, engineers out in the field, engineers in the plant. But in this case, we're going to be looking at the customer modem screen, which is great for a customer service rep, and even the others that might be troubleshooting an individual subscriber. So the first thing we see here is the quick query search area where you can query a customer by their phone number, email, last name, or MAC address. I can also expand that if there's more things I wanted to query by, such as their address, city, business name, IP address, different MAC addresses, including the CPEs. So there's more information here. But in this case, I'll just go ahead and I'm going to query this customer by their MAC address, and I will search for that. And that will pull up an individual subscriber here. If I search by email, for example, I might get a list of more people that I could search from or select. In this case, we pulled up a customer, and the first thing that's evident as I look at this screen is that this modem is online. We highlight that in bright green so that it's obvious immediately when you're talking to that customer that their modem is online. You'll also notice that we highlight any warnings or alerts in a different color, which would be red for a alert, or if this were just a warning, it would be yellow, and that's based on thresholds that are set in the system. So in addition to seeing that the modem's online, we can also see its registration status, how long it's been online, whether there have been any flaps. In this case, that's a 0. If that were a high number, it would appear in yellow or in red. In this case, there's no problem there. We can see the last flap time if we had one. That was an issue there. We could easily see that. In this case, there's not been one for quite a while, since November 2012. I'm going to uncheck auto update so that the screen remains static while I'm showing it here. In addition to this information, I can look to the left here and I can see the modem that this particular customer has. There's a picture of it, which helps. I can see the model number and the firmware number. Again, that's very helpful. I've got the ability to ping that modem right here with a button, and then also any CPE behind it that happens to be online and available, I can ping those as well just by clicking that button. Up in the left top corner here, I've got the ability to reset the modem, and I can check the modem log, or I could clear the modem log if I wanted to do that as part of the troubleshooting process. Now, there's other information on the screen that's very valuable for determining what is going on with this customer. As I look down here, I can see the particular speed this customer is supposed to be getting and how many CPEs they have available in their configuration. I've got the config right there. I can see how the modem's been performing over the last 24 hours as far as bandwidth, and then also if there have been any code word errors, either downstream or upstream. This is helpful if you've got a customer calling in that maybe has having a performance issue, and you could see immediately, for example, if these numbers were in the yellow or in the red, that maybe it's that they're transferring a lot of data and are running into a problem there. Maybe they've got a virus on their network or on their computer at home that's causing a problem. Up here I've got information about the upstream and the downstream channels as far as the transmit power and the receive power and the signal and noise ratio, both for the upstream and the downstream channels. So I can see immediately, obviously, that there's a problem right here. Another great feature on this screen is I can look down and I can see the port that this modem's connected to. So, for example, I might see that if this customer is having a bandwidth issue, well, maybe actually there's a bandwidth issue up here on the port that's causing a problem, or maybe the code word errors are a problem on the port. In this case, everything's green, so we don't see any problems, but that would immediately tip me off that maybe an issue that a customer is experiencing is not in their home, but somewhere out in the field, out in the plant, and specifically associated with that port. I've got some drill-in capabilities on these screens. I can look at the customer's bandwidth. I'll drill in right here in the Communications tab, and I can look at their bandwidth over the last 24 hours. That's helpful if I wanted to see what kind of bandwidth they're transmitting and when, if that was an issue. I've got a drill in on the RF panel where I can click and see the RF levels over the last day, 7 days, 30 days, 90 days, or even stream them live. I'll just click on 7 days. So you can see I'm going out now in time, and I can view all of these different levels right here for this customer. And another great feature is I can click a compare button up here in the top left corner, and what this is going to do is pull in the 5 closest modems geographically to this customer, and I can compare those levels and see if I'm seeing anything unusual with my customer compared to others, or maybe they're all experiencing a similar problem, and that tells me again that it's not isolated to that customer. I can even customize that by clicking this button, and that will give me a list of 20 other people that are nearby, and I can select a different person or up to 5 different people to compare with this customer if I wanted to do that. I'll just click the back button up at the top. I can also drill in on the port that the customer is connected to, and I can see, again, 24 hours, 7 days, 30 days, 90 days. I'll just click 90 days here, and I'm now going back in time 90 days to look at the performance of this port during that time. So that's very helpful if I'm seeing a problem and I wanted to go back in time, because you're not always able to catch something right when it's happening. And I at any time can go ahead and highlight an area of a graph, and then from there I'll be drilling in on that particular section over time. So that's a nice feature within the graphing as well. I'll go back again and I'll show you a last thing that we can drill on. You'll see here obviously that there's a map in the right hand panel that shows the modems that are close by my customer. My customer is right here in the middle with the little orange outline around the red. Again, they're in an alert state, which is why theirs is showing up as red. When I click on the drill in here on the map, I'm going to pull up a full map of the area showing all the customers on this port. You'll see my customer shows up right here, and again they're on a alert level and transmit power. I'm just going to close that right now, and I've got some other abilities here on this map that you don't often see. I can actually filter this map. If I want to see just offline modems, I just click that button right there, that radio button. I can see there's one lonely person right here that's offline. I can instead, again, I can show all modems, which pulls everybody up. That's both people that are looking good, and green, and yellow, which is a warning stage, and red, which is an alert stage. I can also show alert modems only, and that's going to take just those that are in alert stage. And I can even filter that further by taking off different boxes right here. For example, nobody's experiencing any SNR problems, it looks like, and it looks like the only thing that we've got going on would be upstream transmit power and upstream receive power, and you can see everybody, it looks like, is having an upstream transmit power, and a few are having upstream receive power problems as well. So again, that mapping is not just showing me where customers are, but it's showing me the state that their modem is in, and I can filter that information very easily. So that's a quick run through in the modem screen section of the TruVizion application. As you can see, this is a very powerful application for those who are troubleshooting customers, and it would definitely save time and money. You can reduce truck rolls, and you can send trucks to the right place by seeing where the problem's occurring.